Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Code. One topic, no script. And today we are talking about top 5 MCU movies. Now, before we get started, this needs to be said that it is subjective. It is what we think is the best, what we think are our favorites, and your list may be different than ours, and that's okay. So with that being said, Jamie, you want to go ahead and take this away with your number 5?
Ooh, yeah. And the fact of the matter is, me and Tim kind of talked about it beforehand, and Tim has no idea what any of them are.
No clue.
So I'm going to preface this a little bit. Preface, whatever
Preface.
it is.
Yes,
Preface. I excluded all Avengers, meaning not like the Avengers, but like the Avengers movie. So Endgame, Infinity War, Age of Ultron, the first Avengers, and whatever else falls into place there.
Right.
So all these are non-Avenger, which would be the box office masters, and everyone's gonna have them on their list. So you guys ready?
Yes.
My number 5, I have Black Panther.
Ooh, okay. Why is Black Panther at number 5?
I think that was probably one of the best antagonists I've seen in Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way Michael B. Jordan acted in that, I was just blown away the entire time. Plus, when he was dressed up like Vegeta, it was pretty cool. But like the fight between him or Killmonger and Black Panther,
mm-hmm.
just going to a different dimension, coming back, it being brought up in Moon Knight.
Yeah.
You know, that there's so many different areas they can go to. There's being one of it. And just like getting that, their culture of Wakanda, seeing a different side and how they opened up at the end. It was just, to me, it was just pure amazing. And plus you had Claw. So.
And I believe it was an Oscar contender, not an Oscar winner, correct?
As always.
Right. Yeah. It did win some Oscars, but not what it went for. Which
Scorsese
was
says
best
podcast here, but not great movies there.
That's right. That's right.
So what do you got for us, Tim, at number 5?
Well, dude, Black Panther, what a way to start. But my number 5 goes all the way back to the beginning of the MCU, and that is Iron Man.
Didn't even make my list.
Iron Man. As soon as I saw Iron Man, I fell in love. It was a great movie. It revigorated Robert Downey Jr.'s career. Happy Hogan. All of it, man. Ironmonger, yeah, absolutely. Jeff Bridges is Ironmonger, one of my favorite actors, and I loved him in that role. He was absolutely wonderful. Tony. No. Okay. But yeah, Iron Man, it was perfect. Jon Favreau coming in to direct Iron Man, and he stuck as true to the source material as he could. He did fan service. He did the Stan Lee cameos that started everything. It was just an absolutely wonderful movie, and it stuck to Tony Stark at its core, the history, everything that went through, and had James Rhodes in there, even though it wasn't Don Cheadle to start. But yeah, Iron Man, dude, as my number 5.
I like the meme where it's like, next time, baby, and then it's like offline for X amount of years. I was like, that's beautiful.
Okay, so Iron Man's my number 5. What do you got as your number 4?
Number 4, I do have a team, and it is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
I think that this was needed within the MCU. Something different, something cosmic, something that's out there. It gave us our first appearance of Thanos when he was actually purple.
Yes.
At the end credit scene when he wasn't pink. And he looked like Thanos and not Rick from Pawn Stars.
Best I can do is 25 cents.
Yeah, best I can do is one soul stone. But no, it had comedy, drama. You had a tree that talked. It was, at that point, even if you didn't know who the Guardians were, you knew who the Guardians were after.
Oh yeah.
And people were lining up to get Guardians of the Galaxy books, and it was annoying because I read Guardians of the Galaxy, and people were just like, this is the best thing ever. I'm like, oh, how long have you been reading? Since the movie. Oh my God. But no, just Chris Pratt's portrayal as Star-Lord, just like it didn't get any better.
No, perfect.
Dave Bautista as Drax. I thought it could have been somebody else, but once I seen him actually play Drax, I was like, okay, this is it. And we got a Howard the Duck cameo.
Do not ever call me a thesaurus.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
My reflexes are too fast. If it goes over my head, I will catch it.
Oh my God. Guardians, dude. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. One of my favorite movies, but it did not make the cut for my
See,
top
if it's
5.
your favorite, how does that make that cut?
Because I have other ones that are more favorite than Guardians.
Okay, fine. What's your number 4, Mr. Non-Guardian?
So my number 4 for top 5 MCU movies is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Ooh, good pick. Good pick.
Yeah. Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, it brought in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, brought the Spider Universe together. The movie itself was not long enough. It was absolutely wonderful. Andrew Garfield, I think, got his character redemption in that movie. Tobey Maguire coming in there as like the father figure Spider-Man, an older Spider-Man, was absolutely amazing. Somebody I could relate to a little more. And that was my first on-screen Spider-Man, was Tobey Maguire. And Tom Holland just killed it in this movie. And the fight between him and Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, one of the best. Absolutely wonderful. Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus.
Coming back as a totally different character.
Yes. So good. So good. This movie was the pinnacle. I don't think they can ever top it as far as Spider-Man movies go. I think. You think so? Oh, well, I don't know.
I think so.
This is perfect. If Spider-Man does not do as good as this, I'll be okay with it, because this movie was everything I wanted in a Marvel movie and a Spider-Man movie at that time.
Yeah, I can't agree more. So that's why I'm gonna say my number 3 is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Ooh, okay.
I'll be the first to admit I hated Homecoming and I hated Far From Home. I thought they were crybaby-ish. I thought it was too heavily related on Tony Stark. On his shoulders the entire time. We got Batman and Robin in the MCU. That's all we got.
Yeah.
This movie made it to where that's never gonna happen again. But we got, Andrew Garfield, like I said, his redemption. I thought it was amazing, especially when he caught MJ at the bottom and he's just crying. Yeah. He's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Mm-hmm." And she's like, "You can put me down now."
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, "You're all right." I thought there's good humor, good action. The fight in the hallway with Norman and Peter, where Peter's on top just punching him in the face and they're smacking walls. And not even the fight near the end. I'm just talking about that fight initially in the hallway.
Yeah.
Was just so like
throwing each other through floors.
It sounded like they were literally just scraping leather off each other's faces. Yeah. It was amazing at the point. And probably the best last 30 minutes of a movie I've ever seen, because he got the comic accurate suit.
Yeah.
He's actually Spider-Man now.
He's on his own.
He's on his own. So Far Alone, that's gonna be the next one. But I couldn't ask for a better Spider-Man movie at that stage.
This was the Spider-Man movie that made you a Tom Holland Spider-Man fan, right?
It made me appreciate him more.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
I wouldn't say love, because once you saw Andrew Garfield back, I was like, Amazing Spider-Man, my favorite Spider-Man. And I was like, yes. And then we kind of got lost again. And
Andrew Garfield is the kid's favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah. But no, it was just that last 30 minutes I was just like, this is the moment that I've waited for since Maguire's Spider-Man. It's just that comic accurate suit, him just free flowing through New York.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful to see.
That one part where Tom Holland is just punching Norman in the face, and each punch is just more and more maniacal laughter. I think at that point in the theater, I was like, holy smokes, this movie is serious right now. Well, cool. Okay, so your number 3 is Spider-Man No Way Home. What do you have for number 2? Or no,
yeah, you gotta go number 3. What are you doing?
Number 3, yeah. My number 3 is going to be the Avengers.
Okay.
So the Avengers, we had 5 years of movies, or what, four and a half
Something like that.
years of movies leading up to this, starting with Iron Man, then the Incredible Hulk, then Thor, then Captain America, and then finally the Avengers. And over the course of the 4 movies previous, you had everybody introduced up to that point. This movie, when it came out in the summertime, it was the summer of the Avengers. And I will never forget going to the theater with my family at the time, going to see that. It was an absolute blast. And coming out of there, just being like, we made it. I've been waiting since I was a kid for a movie like this, and they did amazing. The whole fight montage of everybody kind of fighting together, Iron Man shooting at Cap's shield and it's spraying pulsar beams everywhere, and Hulk and Thor working together, Hawkeye and Black Widow, et cetera, et cetera. Absolutely fantastic movie. Wonderful. And that set the tone for everything up until, I think, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't put him in there because I don't want to have that bias of his scapegoat for me to use Avengers adjacent movies. You know what I mean? Like, it, because if anyone you ask top 5, it's usually probably going to be Avengers, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, future Avenger title enter here.
I couldn't leave it out though, because I love that movie so much.
Yeah, but it to me, it's just one of those things. It's like, it was one of those mega movies. You get what I mean? Like, if you didn't have every ensemble in there, then it wasn't going to make sense to be like a minor movie. It wasn't going to do worse than,
Captain America.
The first Avenger. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously it propelled itself because of that.
Yeah. Well, okay. What do you got for number 2?
Number 2, I have Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh.
And the reason I chose this at number 2, it was a hard choice, is because it's the first time we've seen Thor vulnerable. And it was the first time he didn't have the hammer. He didn't know what to do anymore. He saw his father Odin literally look at him and be like, Thor, like, gotta man up. What are you doing? And he's like, by the way, beat your sister up. And like, hell in it was just perfectly played. Like, him losing his eye, Loki, you not knowing what's going on, his fight with Thor. So we got kind of that Planet Hulk feel, the forming of the Avengers, Valkyrie in it. There's a little bit for everyone. Everyone could say it's too much of a comedic aspect of it, but I think that's really what pushed Thor to be a fan favorite at that point.
I don't think it had any more comedy than Guardians did
in a Thor title.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, the first one was really pushed a point. No one remembers what the second one is, and then Ragnarok is like their pinnacle of like, okay, he's been through so much, losing his mother, this and this, and now he's just using humor to bolster it.
Right on.
And then we obviously got that end credit where we started Infinity War.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude.
Oh, and then we had Get Help. How awesome was Get Help?
Get help, please, my brother. Get help.
I don't want to play Get Help. We're not doing this. Oh, get help. Get help.
No, Thor Ragnarok. I love that movie. It's such a great movie. It's a kid's favorite too, and for good reason. I mean, Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster, Valkyrie, like you said, Thor and Planet Hulk storylines and stuff like that. Gladiator Hulk, absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful movie. I really enjoy it, but it did not make my list.
Yeah, no, because good movies don't make your lists.
That's not true, because my number 2 is a good movie. So my number 2 is Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes, that's my number 2. We have talked about this in a previous Breaking the Code, top 5
movies that set the standards.
That's right. And this is absolutely,
go check it on our YouTube. I gotta type in is the Kodak Station, and you
that's right. Yeah,
go subscribe.
Winter Soldier, dude. This movie was a spy thriller. It was action filled. It had intrigue, mystery, romance, etc., etc. It was a wonderful movie. It was really, really well done. And this was the debut of the Russo brothers in Marvel films too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a part that instantly comes to mind is when Nick Fury is sitting in his battle SUV, and it's giving him the readouts. Outside shields are at
He's
structural
like, you don't
integrity.
think I
This is that.
see it?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you? Do you want me to fire? No, don't fire the gun. Not right now. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Wait until I tell you.
Now.
Yeah, the whole movie is good. It brought in the Winter Soldier, and it was perfectly done. Sebastian Shaw as the Winter Soldier,
Sebastian Stan.
wonderful. Whatever his name too. Yeah, absolutely
Shaw would be
fantastic.
accent.
Yeah, but it was great. It was beautiful. It's one of the best Marvel movies that have ever come out, and I don't think many others can equal it or even top it.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Like that movie was just the pinnacle at that point.
So, what's your number one?
Oh, my number one.
Well,
is
wait a
actually,
minute. Wait a minute. Do your countdown first.
So at number 5, I had Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, because there's no way he's going home after that. Thor Ragnarok, and number 1 is Captain Marvel.
Are you are wrong. Absolutely. I know you're wrong.
Yeah, no, it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Just the beginning of that movie with that fight with George St. Pierre was just beautiful. And then leading on to all the spy thriller, the fight, like just that fight scene alone, the choreography with him and Sebastian Stan as
Sebastian Shaw,
the Winter Soldier, was just like every fight scene felt like it was just perfect. Like
on your left.
Yeah,
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, I'll put it. I'm gonna add it to the list. But just having Falcon in it too, like getting that chance to see him, and even them talk about the fact that the one line is like, "Let me guess, can't sleep in your bed. It feels like you're falling through
from being in."
Yeah, he's like, it feels like you're falling through, so it's easier to sleep on the floor. And then you see something like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where Bucky's sleeping on the floor right next to the bed because it's easier to sleep on the floor than it would be in bed. And the whole thing, I think this really brought Black Widow into what she is. And it just overall, like, it just kept you on the edge of your seat the entire time, where you really didn't know what was going to happen at that point next. And that's what just kept me thriving. Like, who's going to show up right now? Like, this is enough.
Yeah. All of the members of my barbershop quartet are dead. So
yeah, so I can't really.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it really shows Black Widow as a character, like in that scene where after he got done beating the snot out of I can't remember his name, the French guy.
Yeah, I know, George St. Pierre.
Yeah. After they got done fighting, and he goes into the computer room, and what's she doing? She's sitting there taking all the files and stuff, and he's like, "What are you doing? Fury gave you your orders. I have mine. This is what I'm doing. I told you to do this. Well, you don't tell me what to do. Fury does." Yeah,
exactly. And then you got the whole Hydra thing still going on in there,
and
you didn't know who's part of it, and then you're like, "Oh my god, everyone's part of it." It seems like, and then they just fell off.
Yeah, and then it was done. Well, okay, so Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I kind of knew that was going to be your number one.
Yeah, it's still Captain Marvel, but I want to make you feel better.
Right on. Well, all right. So my number one, but before I get into that, I'll give you my 5 through 2s. My number 5 is Iron Man. My number 4 is Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 3 is The Avengers. My number 2 is Jamie's number 1 in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And my number 1 top 5 MCU movie is Infinity War. It has to be, because I knew what was going to happen going into that, right?
I love how after like everything ever happens, and everyone's like, I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Well, you knew the premise of what was going to take place. Thanos was going to get the gauntlet. He was going to get the stones. He was going to eliminate half of all living life in the universe. But the way they did it in the movie, I was not expecting any of that. When I came out of that movie, I was like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, what did I just witness at this moment?
Smokes. I mean, people were quiet in the theater when I was watching that. People were upset. Kids were like, did Spider-Man just die?
My favorite moment ever.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, good. I still can't get over the fact that I did a standing ovation for that, and people were mad.
And
I'm a monster.
And Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, just looking around and being like, did we just lose? Yeah, you did. And you lost really bad.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Infinity War is my number one. So yeah, that's that. Well, all right. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is our top 5 MCU movies. Thank you very much for sticking around for that. Before we get out of here, Jamie, do you have anything to say to our wonderful audience that is watching right now?
Yeah, guys, definitely follow us right here on Twitch. Subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube. We're right as of right now, you seeing this on YouTube. We're on the the race for 100. If you're seeing this right now on Twitch, we're in the fight for 50. Kind of making up names as we go along now. But yeah, guys, if you guys, every single one of you that actually, follows, like, subscribes, you guys mean the world to me. You guys don't even know. And I wish you guys could. I wish I could just kind of like send you love from here. So vibes as far as I can. And I want to keep building this community as much as we can. So, and it takes every single one of you. So thank you for that, who are part of it. And thank you to those who are going to be a part of it. And as always, guys, be kind to one another out there. You never know what anyone's going through, and even a smile can change someone's day. So always be kind. And guys, I will see you in the next one.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to find us on all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, right here on Twitch, over on YouTube, and our shiny new Discord. All you got to do is type in the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us. We are also on all podcast streaming platforms, and you can find us there once again by typing in at the Codex Station.
So you can listen to our wonderful voices instead of see them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once again, guys, my name is Tim. This wonderful guy over here is Jamie. This is Breaking the Code. This is the Codex Station, and we will see you next time.